It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigarbox Nation TV. It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigarbox Nation TV. And we're coming to you live from CB Gitty. It's the Gitty Gang Show.
Gitty Gang Show.
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 It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigarbox Nation TV.
Wow, hey there. You'll notice this week there will not be a 2-minute stretch of dead air and muttering on air as we figure out what buttons to push, because of course our own Nick Lanciano is back in the producer's chair this week, and we are glad for it. I want to assure our good buddy Charles McDowell out there that we're going to do our absolute best to make the sound and audio quality slightly less terrible than he feels it usually is, so our assurances on that. And we've got several videos to share with you this week, including a special announcement. Shane is taking the lead on this particular announcement about the Pennsylvania Cigar Box Guitar Festival this year. It is the 10th, I believe.
That's a lot of 10th.
Yeah, I believe this is the 10th year, and Jim Lewin, the organizer, wanted something special to happen for it, so maybe you've already seen it posted, but if you haven't, we'll be announcing that here shortly. We've got an awesome Gourd guitar video from Marty T. We've got a great video from our good buddy Mr. Manitoba Hal Brolin, sent it in, loving Watt Corner, coming right up, get yourself plenty of Glenty Watt. Yeah. Watt Corner, coming right up. And then in the second or third half of today's show, we're not sure which, a little bit of an Irish singing session. We got our good friend Tyler Foss patiently waiting just off camera for the Irish singing session. Kim Starling is going to drop in. We're going to sing a few of the good old Irish songs to celebrate a couple of things. To celebrate the memory of our friend slash cousin for Kim and Tyler, Charlie Boyle, who I was talking and singing about last week, and the new Celtic session songbook for voice and guitar just went live today. I've been in there printing and binding them. I was thinking we need to do a video showing what it actually takes to print and bind one of these things, because it's 410 pages. This is, we say nothing heavy. Well, this is a little heavy. I'm not gonna lie. And so it takes a bit to bind them, and they've started to sell. So I've got some work cut out for me. But anyway, we're gonna sing a few of the good old Irish songs out of this book here, and hope you enjoy them. We kind of missed the quarter of the way to St. Patrick's Day, which would have been June 17th. June 17th, 3 months, every 3 months it's 1/4 of the way closer to St. Patrick's Day. Well, this week was July 17th, which was 5/12 of the way to
For those of us
St.
that keep track.
Anyone out counting, keep following along at home, yes, we are just over 5/12 of the way.
Yeah.
Which was what, 40-some%? This past week, the 17th, is that yesterday? No, 2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah.
Would have been my grandpa's birthday. Irvin Baker would have been 93 years old. So all sorts of good memories and good things going on this week.
That's cool.
Of course, what are your plans for the weekend, Glenn Watt? It's going to be a little warm up here in New Hampshire.
Domestic duties. Domestic
He
duties.
said duty. I'm going to be planted right in front of the domestic air conditioner, I think.
Yeah.
Probably not working on a songbook. Might take a little break.
What?
I don't know if you heard me muttering yesterday at my desk, but when revising and editing this book, I played through all 170 songs. The last 20, I was dragging a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Love them. Love the songs with my heart, soul, and blood, as Tyler Foss would say, but whew, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
All right. This is show number 96 of the Gitty Gang Show. Next week will be 97. We hope it will not be the wreck of the old 97. We'll see. But it's going to be all new. I can assure you that. Tune in next week, folks. All right, enough talking. We're going to throw Manitoba Hal Broland right at you without further ado. Nice. Playing, I believe, a 4-string?
Yes.
Is this the 4-string? Yes. A 4-string dog bowl resonator guitar in his unique style.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is my new 4-string resonator, made with the hubcap resonator from CB Gitty, and it's a Don Tomas Presidente box. Anyway, just wanted to show it off to you and play this little ditty for you. Evangeline, your sons and your daughters shine like a riverboat queen as she makes her way down through these clear blue waters. Yeah, prettiest sight I've ever seen. And a gambler calls out Little Joe, passes out a rolling to 7. Me, I caught a goose and a 32 juice, and the queen took me straight on to heaven. So I put on my Sunday clothing, I put on my church-going shoes, make my way down to the river tonight. I sing those Evangeline blues, yeah. Evangeline, you wind through this country, and your waters flow straight down to the sea. I've been a slave to these dice and a prisoner of this vice on the riverboats of Evangeline. Yes, once you set me free, once you carried me away, I'll be rolling dice up in heaven tonight on the waves of Evangeline. Once you set me free, once you carried me away, I'll be rolling dice up in heaven tonight on the waves of Evangeline. So I put on my Sunday clothing, I put on my church-going shoes, make my way down to the river tonight, and I'll sing those Evangeline blues, yeah. Sing those Evangeline blues, sing those Evangeline blues.
good stuff.
Yeah,
right
buddy.
there. So we just want to say thank you to Hal for not just for creating that video, but letting us debut it here on the Gitty Gang Show before uploading it anywhere else. That's cool stuff, and we appreciate you, Hal.
That really is an honor. I'd like to
It
just
is.
point out that
I'm not-
that really is an honor.
this isn't BS,
for,
people.
for anybody out there who's watching and who understands, like, for Hal to send that to Nick first so that we can run it on the show before he uploads it to his own channel, that's a really cool tip of the hat. And that's right back at you, Hal. Thank you very much. Very
Yeah,
cool.
buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
So I believe now, we're gonna
No, I just-
say hello to a few people.
Because it's the Shacksonvilles out there. Shaq Collins. Come on now. Martin Tauber. Little Blue James Drums from Belgium. Thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, wow.
Dave Gatton, Manitoba Hal Brolin. We know you're out there. Louis Leman and Martin Shoot. Wim, this is another name from the Netherlands that I haven't seen before.
yeah.
Wim Kippers. Apparently I'm out there. Keith Rierick. My Aunt Robin's out there. Hi, Aunt Robin. Who else we got? Michael Van Syke, and there's a list of you. Lazy Left Eye, got something for you a little bit later. Back Porch Banjos, that's you, Jim, and Slim Jim Burt. Roll Tide.
Tide indeed. And now, without further ado,
Yeah. Oh.
bum, 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 bum. Oh. The wattiest of all watt
It only
corners.
took me about a year to catch on that maybe I should be playing that. Just saying.
Making it up as we go, folks.
Well, thank you for joining us for another Watt Corner. In this, we're going to share with you some of the coolest things that we have found. People using the parts from CB, and sometimes not, but people using parts from CB Gitty Crafter Supply to make the handmade musical instruments that inspire us to do great things. First up, we have Walt Davis and his steampunk guitar that I would like to read a little bit of Walt wrote with this particular submission, and he writes, all hardware from CB Gitty, thank you, Walt. The pickup is a modified this is what gets kind of cool, so work with me here. The pickup is a modified P90 soap bar. All right, he took it apart by removing the screws and then sticking them back through the box. Now, Nick, would you mind if I know I'm terrible at this. I will ask him for the next image. So that his soap bar went from, if you can see there on the screen, his soap bar went from 6 poles to 4. Now, it's not, you don't see the actual pickup body in there, he just used the poles. This eliminates, as Walt writes, cutting a big hole in the box and gives all kinds of design options. As you can see, the design options on his steampunk guitar are awesome. He used what I think are the little laser cut gears that you can get here at CB Gitty. And he arranged them in such a fashion that it looks like they are working with one another. He put on the gauge in the upper left-hand corner, recessed jack plate you can see there. He's got a barrel house tailpiece on there as well. And the thermometer is permanently set at 212 degrees. Why, you ask? That's because water boils at 212 degrees, and what happens then? Steampunk, you get it? Good stuff. Walt, I love this. I love the fact that you got a cog or a gear right there in the middle where a sound hole would go, but you put the pickup through it, you modified the pickup to do what it is that you wanted to do, and you made yourself a personalized, customized, awesome, handmade musical instrument, and thank you very much for your support. It's good to see you again, Walt. I haven't seen you in a while, so thank you. Next up, we got Dead Red. Dead Red's got this, what I think is a great idea. He used it, what I think is, he didn't write this, I'm presuming a lot here, or assuming a lot. Took a piece of cedar that you get out of a cigar box, you know, those little inserts that you sometimes see in a cigar box if you get them, and made a little pick guard out of it. And then you can see in the background there the Shane Speal strings, you know the deal, and they got a nice antique brass sound hole insert from CB Gitty and the chicken head knob, but I was really just taken by that pick guard. I thought it was a really cool use of something that often many of us throw away. Sometimes you'll see people use them as veneers on headstocks and whatnot, but I haven't seen that yet, so thank you, Dead Red. I think that's really good stuff. Next up, we got from Manitoba Hal, go figure. Manitoba Hal, this is the guitar that he used in that video that you just saw if you were watching with us earlier. This is that 4-string cigar box guitar. You can see there the birch sound hole covers that he has in both upper left hand, or both corners. And it's got, as you can see, the maple leaf. Oh, Canada, because Manitoba Hal is from Manitoba, Canada. I love this, and he used a spun hubcap resonator cone right out of here, the Gitty shop, and a little biscuit bridge on top of that. Awesome stuff. And the next image that Nick has for you can see that Manitoba Hal also used a preamp. And so he has a little rod piezo in the biscuit bridge underneath that saddle, and that rod piezo connects to the equalizer that you can see, the preamp that you can see on the side of the guitar, and that produces that awesome sound that you heard in that video of Hal just destroying, in a beautiful way, destroying his own cigar box guitar. That guy can play and sing like nobody's business. So that's really good stuff. I'm glad that you shared this kind of stuff with us, Hal, because I love seeing the work that you do. Thank you. Next up, we got from Term. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It looks like Gaelic to me.
Could be.
All right, Term. And I just was really impressed. She used a Mountain Tenor kit, a CB Gitty Mountain Tenor kit, to make this guitar that you see here. And the next image that Nick has for you, you can see the wonderful finish that Term has. And I also like the fact that she actually, so I don't know how she did it. There's this whole like gluing paint to a thing and smackling it all over. I don't know how you did it, Term, but I think you did a beautiful job. I haven't seen a finish like this on a Mountain Tenor kit or any of our kits before, so I think that's awesome. And I like the fact that you personalized it even more by using an old key for the bridge. Now that kit comes with a different bridge, but you chose the key, and I think it's a great addition. Thank you, Term. I'm going quick today.
Oh,
See,
he's
look at
on
me.
the move. He's on the
Going
roll.
quick. Next up, we got Ron L. Ron, I hope you're out there. I think, and Ron is an artist whose wife is also a working artist, and I believe you're from Arkansas. It could be Missouri, but I think it's Arkansas. And Ron builds a ton of musical instruments, and they're not just cigar box guitars and not just ukuleles. I think I've seen water skis out of you and whatnot. This one, however, is a ukulele, and it's very nicely sized and whatnot. You can see it's a beautiful image, but in the next image that Nick has for you, I wanted to focus on the soundboard. This gorgeous piece of walnut. And, as Ron actually had written into us, did not want to disturb the soundboard by putting in any sort of sound holes or sound hole inserts or any sort of whatnot, and I don't blame you. That is just a gorgeous piece of wood. I've never been up against having to preserve a soundboard like that, and I don't blame you for not putting a sound hole in that, Ron. I just wanted to recognize the beautiful choices. Oh, and by the way, the walnut and the poplar are the sides of the box are poplar, box jointed, as you can see, and Ron gets all of his wood locally sourced. He, aside from the parts that he gets from CB Gitty, he gets all of his wood, right out of his region, and I got a lot of respect for that, Ron. You do beautiful work, and it comes from beautiful places. So thank you. And next up, we got Tom S. Tom is, I'll just read what Tom wrote. Call it an homage or simply shameless pandering, but I found this vintage New Hampshire license plate, and I figured I'd do a Gitty-inspired build. In the next image that you see here, you got the New Hampshire headstock with the New Hampshire quarter right there embedded into it. I see the vintage tuners that he got from us as well, very cool. And the next image, you will see the Live Free or Die underneath an acrylic fretboard that you can get from CB Gitty as well. But that Live Free or Die, if you don't know already, Live Free or Die is our rather dramatic,
Sometimes both.
sometimes both, rather dramatic state motto. And even it is a bit rhetorical, rather dramatic rhetoric or whatever, I'm a big fan of our state motto. I think it's some cool stuff. I don't like to go to the extremes of Live Free or Die, but I'm glad that you chose to find it and use it, Tom S. And then the last image I think that we have of your guitar, it's because he used a license plate box kit that he got from CB Gitty. And I respect. He's got a little sound hole on the side there. Oftentimes we run into these questions like, how do I put a sound hole in through the metal license plate because I want it to be an acoustic build? That's how. Put it right there on the side and you will hear it just fine. I think you did a great job, Tom. Thank you for repping the 603, even though you're not, I think you're over there in Ohio, if I remember correctly, or yes. And so thank you very much. I think you did not, pandering or not, it got on the show because it's awesome. And last up, we got from Lazy Left Eye. Lazy, I saw you out there earlier. Hopefully you still are. And Lazy submitted this to us. It's our Tin Pan Alley kit, the Tin Pan Alley kit, made by our own Nick Lanciano, created by our own Nick Lanciano, and then we sell a ton of them, and they all come out awesome. The ones that you guys send back as pictures are awesome. Now, Lazy Left Eye painted this one orange, and he writes, I can safely say I won't lose this one. I did a web search to get some spray paint. The first one that came up was this bright orange, which is why he chose to use it straight away. I knew this was the paint I had to use. Why orange? It reminded me of many years ago when I was still a young boy. My mother was in hospital for a few weeks. My father decided to decorate the living room as a surprise for my mother when she returned home. It sure was our surprise when she came home to find the doors and skirting boards painted bright orange. So whenever I look at this guitar, it will remind me of my dad, who sadly passed away 11 years ago, and will put a smile on my face. Really pleased with how it turned out, and it sounds nice too. Best wishes to all at CB Gitty, and thank you very much, Lazy Left Eye, because I think that is top-notch stuff. So thank you. And that has been, gosh, I gotta work on this. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
That was it. Nailed
All right.
it. All right, well, that's
Nail
cool
it.
stuff. Thank you. I was happy to see a comment from Rusty Taylor, the organizer of the International Georgia CBG Fest, that all 3 of the benefit guitars that he had up for sale have sold. That money going to help pay the performers and support that festival. So that's really good to see.
Yeah, it is.
Or to hear. And I saw a bunch of names popping up out there, people commenting. A lot of people watching today.
Thank you.
Pushing 70.
Thank
I
you.
think everybody's hiding inside in front of the air conditioners or something because it's so. But we appreciate you. We're glad you're here with us.
That's right.
Couple more videos to share with you, and then we're gonna get to the Irish singing session
I like that.
for the second half of today's show. What do you like?
I'm just liking what you're talking about.
Oh,
I'll do it
wow.
again.
Well, there we go.
There goes me liking
But
it.
but anyway, yes, it's all good. And so we got 2 more videos for you now. The first from our good friend Marty T, showing off his Gourd guitar build, doing a little picking, and I'm not sure if he gets quite to the grinning. Marty,
all right.
He can look kind of serious sometimes, but he's focused. That's why he's got the passion.
He does.
And then the second video is Shane talking about this awesome event coming up at what will be the 10th annual Pennsylvania Cigar Box Guitar Festival, happening August 24th in beautiful downtown York, Pennsylvania. Jim Lewin contacted the Guinness Book of World Records to see if somehow something with a bunch of people playing cigar box guitars would qualify, and they got back to him and said yes. They're instituting a new record for the largest cigar box guitar ensemble, the most number of cigar box guitars being played at the same time. So that's going to be happening there. Now, Jim asked Shane to put together a video of a demo video, or a lesson basically, on the song. Like, what song are all of these cigar box guitarists going to play in unison to set the world record? Well, right after Marty's video, it's going to go right into Shane's video, where he'll say more about it and show you how to play a fairly well-known song. So we'll be right back with you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Shane Speal, and at the 2019 Pennsylvania Cigar Box Guitar Festival at the York Emporium in downtown York, Pennsylvania, we are going to attempt to get into Guinness for the largest cigar box guitar ensemble. We're asking you to bring your cigar box guitars, ones that can be tuned in the key of G, open G, which if it's 3 strings, it's GDG, G, D, G. Any kind of cigar box guitar that can be tuned to an open G. We are looking for you to bring it so you can play Bad to the Bone with us and we can get into the Guinness Book of World Records. Now, I'm going to show you how to play Bad to the Bone. This is a 3-string slide cigar box guitar. The Bad to the Bone riff is just a repeating riff that goes... All it is open strings, play it twice, and then hit the 5th fret, and then let it go, and then hit the 3rd fret, and then let it go. So you got... That's all you need to know to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. Join us for this at the Pennsylvania Cigar Box Guitar Fest, and we're all going to sit here and play this riff. On the day I was born, nurses all gathered round, and so on and so forth. So join me at the 2019 Pennsylvania Cigar Box Guitar Fest. We are going to attempt to get into the Guinness Book of World Records by playing Bad to the Bone with as many people on cigar box guitar as possible. Thanks for watching, and I will see you there.
So that's some pretty cool stuff there. Bad to the Bone, gonna set a world record, the Guinness Book of World Records. As you can see, Glenn Watt has skedaddled, scampered away off into Wattland, and we are wherever it is he goes.
Gone but not
camera. And we got Tyler Foss and Kim Starling up here with me, and we're gonna sing you a couple, several, perhaps a few even, of the good old the good old traditional Irish songs. Now, we know that once we all get to singing, it gets louder, so I think Nick's going to adjust the overall volume level down a little bit, so we hopefully don't get that that overdriving or whatever it is that happens. Can we scoot 4 inches that way to get Tyler Foss fully?
I just scooted. You come my way. I just already scooted.
There's no worries there.
There. We don't want anybody cut off.
Right off.
So again, what we're doing here is we're singing some songs, mostly I think it'll be songs, but who knows where it'll go, that are featured in this new songbook that just released today.
What else would we do?
Well, like some of the copyrighted ones that aren't in here, like Ride On and The
You
Liar.
said it'll be mostly songs. I'm like,
Oh.
I don't know what else it would be.
That's a good point. I don't know what else we
We'll be
have
doing poetry.
we're not trained for anything
recitation.
else.
Right.
Folks, I'm pretty sure.
We have some trained birds coming in to sing for you later.
The marionette show? I don't know. All right, so I got a few on the thing here, and if you have a request, as always, if you have a request, write it on the back of a $20 bill and tie it to the leg of a carrier pigeon, if you can
Send it to
find
us.
one. And aren't they extinct? Never mind.
No, those are
doesn't
the
matter.
passenger pigeons.
Passenger
Yeah.
pigeon. You know, it's hard to keep track of all the pigeons these days.
Really, this is the misinformation show.
Well,
Brought to you live.
We miss you.
we just make it up as we go. If I could, though, I'm playing the 6-string time clock guitar today instead of a cigar box guitar. But these two, I don't know if you know it, but they do a lovely version of the old, I believe it's from Scotland actually, a Wild Mountain Time, alternatively known as Will You Go, Lassie Go, for my good friend Elaine Basham out there. Alternate titles.
Well, the real alternate title is the money song, but that's okay.
Yeah. All right. I believe that you guys do it in the key of D.
We
Sounds
don't
good.
know.
We'll find out shortly. Here we
Here we go. Oh, the summertime is coming, and the leaves are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme goes around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower beside pure crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love she were gone, I would surely find no other to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go?
Back to the first one.
Oh, the summertime is coming, and the leaves are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? There you go.
I think that's all right.
There you
know,
go.
you
Go,
have
lassie,
to-
go.
I ain't afraid to say it. That sounds pretty good, I think.
Sounded all right.
Thank you for giving us the feedback on the sound. It looks like everything is going good over there. Nick's got his headphones out and diligently trying to help us sound good today.
Yes.
So thank you all for watching. I saw some nice comments. I've forgotten who said them and what they were, but know that I saw Ma Gitty out there, Janet Baker Hughes, saying some nice things, and
Thank you so
yes. All right, so it's hard to keep track. Trying to sing, remember the words, remember the chords, listen, read. Yeah, there's a lot going
much.
on.
We
I
had
ain't
4
gonna
or 5
lie.
more eyes, right?
A couple more hands.
Couple more heads.
All right.
See nothing
Here's
negative.
one. Tyler and I, after the show, we're heading over to visit with our good friend Patrick Boyle, brother of Sir Charles Boyle,
Yep.
and share with some stories with him. Probably we'll sing a couple, possibly have a half of a half, just the one. And but this is a song that Patrick usually leads when singing it at gatherings, house sessions, pub sessions, or at gigs with the phenomenally acclaimed local Seacoast Irish band Bradigan, which world famous.
World famous.
Phenomenally. Wow.
Phenomenal.
Anyway, it's the Jug of Punch.
I hope you're
There we
leading
go.
this.
Sure, why
Because
not?
as you just mentioned, Pat does.
How hard could it be?
One pleasant evening in the month of June, as I was sitting with my glass and spoon, a small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was the Jug of Punch. And tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. A small bird sat on an ivy bunch, and the song he sang was the Jug of Punch. What more diversion can the man desire than to sit him down by an alehouse fire? Upon his knee a pretty wench, aye, and on the table a jug of punch. And tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. Upon his knee a pretty wench, aye, and on the table a jug of punch. Let the doctors come with all their heart, they'll make no impression upon my heart. Even the cripple forgets his crutch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. And tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. Even the cripple forgets his crutch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. And if I get drunk, well, everybody's me own, and them don't like me, they can leave me alone. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, aye, and I'll be welcome wherever I go. And tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. I'll tune me fiddle and I'll rosin me bow, aye, and I'll be welcome wherever I go. And when I'm dead and in my grave, no costly tombstone will I have. Just lay me down in my native peat, with a jug of punch at my head and feet. And tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. Just lay me down in my native peat, with a jug of punch at my head and feet.
Whew, that's a good one. You know, most of these songs we're singing today are songs that we, together, along with many others, have sang many, many times down at a very special place in Dover, New Hampshire, known as the Greenhouse. You've heard us, all of us talk about the Greenhouse on past shows, especially the St. Patrick's Day shows, but very special place, and
Yes,
the man himself, Mr. Charles Boyle, led many a fine session down there. And actually, I learned a number of the songs in this new songbook from Charlie. Learned some from Kim, a few from Tyler,
A few you can't put in the book.
a few
That's
that
right.
aren't quite family safe.
The Carnegie Hall of Dover.
Carnegie
right?
Hall of Dover.
Right.
By God, the wall down there signed by everybody who's anybody. Well, last week, it was just last Tuesday.
Yep.
Tyler and I took a trip on the train down to Boston, Massachusetts. Our friend Charlie Boyle was being entertained at the Brigham Women's Hospital down there in Boston, one of the finest hospitals in the world, and we sat there for over 4 hours, singing Irish songs to him, sometimes possibly at him.
Yeah.
The nurses and the doctors were walking by, looking in. At first they were, oh, that's so sweet, that's nice. And then second hour, third hour, fourth hour, and they're walking by like, are those fools still singing? And what was it that she said? One of the doctors said,
Yeah, she said something like, it's a good thing that they actually can sing,
Yeah.
or something like that. We have another saying that's slightly a little rougher than that, but it confirmed that apparently we're at least okay.
doing
you know,
okay
so
You don't
that
suck
day.
as bad as you think you do.
there you go. That's the one,
Uh,
Kim.
And if we had a gig that we had to play for 3 hours with 2 breaks, we'd be all like, how are we going to fill that?
Yeah, I know.
And you two fools just you know.
We just kept
Singing
on.
away.
Right.
And we probably had a couple more hours in us. If pressed, we could have.
Right.
And didn't repeat one song.
No,
I don't think.
I don't think we did. We're not. You know, if I had a horn here, I'd blow it, but but I don't. So, but it was a wonderful time, and if I may, Ben, since you brought this up, you know, I'd really like to, you know, at least through this venue, to thank all those people who took care of our friend. It was really something. They did a beautiful job down there, helping them out down at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. So we want to thank you all for what you did.
All right. So on that note,
It's a little heavy, but
a little bit heavy. Huh?
Sorry.
One of Charlie's favorite sayings was "nothing heavy," kata, meaning nothing heavy, meaning like, you know, no big
Exactly.
deal, don't take it too serious. But
You're a jerk.
now then again, what followed was sometimes a little heavy. Nothing heavy, but get out, you know, that sort of thing. But anyway, this next song has different titles. Jock Stewart, otherwise known as "I'm a Man You Don't Meet Every Day." And I hope my memory serves me that you can lead this one, right?
Incorrect.
No?
We'll do our best.
Well, fortunately,
Oh,
We got a
look,
song
we got this here songbook.
Anything can happen with a song.
Now, I'm going to the very end of the book, because what we have here
Oh,
is
yes.
an index of titles, alternate titles, first lines of verses and choruses, because I can't remember whether I put it in here as "I'm a Man You Don't Meet Every Day" or Jock Stewart. So if I look up Jock Stewart, filed conveniently under "I'm a Man You Don't Meet Every Day." So that first lines and alternate titles index, I'm hoping will be a handy thing for people looking to learn and play some of this here music. So there's the words.
All right.
Now, as for what key we do it in, that's the next thing we find out. My name is Jock Stewart.
I'm a canny gone man, and a roving young fellow I've been. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. Sorry. I have acres of land, I have men at command, and I've always a shilling to spare. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. I'm a piper by trade, I'm a roving young babe, and it's many's the tunes I can play. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. I'll go out with my dogs and my gun for to shoot, all down by the river Kildare. So it's easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. So come fill up your glass with whiskey or wine, and whatever the cost he will pay. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. Oh, me name is Jock Stewart, I'm a canny gone man, and a roving young fellow I've been. So be easy and free when
when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day.
I think that's
All
another
right.
Scottish song, actually.
I think you're
I'm
right.
sure I've veered into the
Well,
Scottish.
Patrick and Charlie Boyle are half Scottish.
That's true.
That's right.
Patrick Boyle, aforementioned, is the one who usually leads that
Usually
song
leads
as
that
well.
song. Yep.
And he usually either follows it or precedes it with a saying we've all come to know and love. It says, you know, my father was from Ireland and my mother was from Scotland, which is true. So I was born with the curse of the drink, but I'm too cheap to pay for it. And we all laugh and then proceed into the song.
One time he tried to do the song without the joke,
And we're
all
like,
of us
"What's
were like,
happening?"
wait, we can't start yet.
Right.
And he's looking at me like, what's wrong with you fools? And I'm like, the joke. We can't do the song without the
Tradition.
joke.
There he is, right there.
The man himself.
That man himself.
Now, this is a session songbook. So, you know, a session is like when you get together around somebody's kitchen table, maybe at a table in a pub, or at a house party, or back porch, front porch campfire, and you sing and play songs. Ideally, everyone playing and singing the same song at the same time makes the sessions go a little better, I found. But, you know, especially if you're trying to learn new songs, you can go online and you can search and you can find things. In my own experience with such, that can be hit or miss. Often it's not, doesn't sound like you think it should.
Right.
The chord marks are in the wrong places, you know, the spacing is off. You try to print it out, it's too small to read. So I sat down to make this book with that in mind. Nice large print, you know, like a lot of the songs are in 16-point type, which is nice and big, so it's on the table in front of you, it's spaced out real nice, so you can follow along. And like we were just doing, you know, I was glancing down every now and again at it and able to easily read it. So, session songbook. Why did I tell that story? I was gonna
Because-
launch
Because
into-
Well,
the people you've sessioned with.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, and
What?
Patrick Boyle, at the sessions, when I started going to sessions, they were led by another friend of ours, Patricia O'Brien, and learned a lot of great songs there. Now, it's a little ironic to have Patrick on the cover of a session songbook, because he holds the personal theory that if you're at a session, you shouldn't be reading from a book.
True.
So I thought it was kind of funny to put him front and center on a book especially meant for that.
And that's wonderful irony, of course, you know. But you know, this is really a tremendous resource for anybody, whether you're just starting in this or whether you've done it for a while. You know, I mean, it's just it's really something. You know, it's
some of the most, in my opinion, the most beautiful music ever written. The Irish, Scottish, Celtic, the sea shanties.
Yep.
It's just, once you kind of fall in love with it, you'll be hooked.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah. You know, and again, for those folks that maybe a bit shy or something too, you know, but they've always wanted to really do. Boy, I tell you, just sitting in the back or whatever and having something like this to be able to follow along, it's just I don't know. I just think it's a wonderful thing to get more folks out there, you know, with the passion.
Well, I hope so. You know, part of it is hoping to help keep this music alive into
Yes.
the next generation.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
in some small way, hopefully.
Yep.
Well, here's one that Tyler Foss absolutely does lead, without question.
Better than anyone.
What is it?
Rising of the Moon, a good old Irish, one of the most beautiful of the Irish rebel songs.
Oh, come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush me, Bogle, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon. For the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. For the pikes must be together by the rising of the moon. Oh, come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. In the old spot by the river, right well known to you and me. One word more for signal token, whistle up the marching tune. With your pike upon your shoulder, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon. With your pike upon your shoulder, by the rising of the moon. There beside that singing river, that dark mass of men was seen. High above their shining weapons hung their own beloved green. Deaf to every foe and traitor, forward strike the marching tune. And hurrah me boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. 'Tis the rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon. And hurrah me boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. 'Tis the rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon. And hurrah me boys for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. There, that was all right, wasn't it?
I think so. hopefully you are enjoying a bit to this. Now, I had a whole thing lined up I was going to say there, but I forgot what it was.
Well,
so.
maybe this will get you.
All right, what do you
No,
got?
just with that particular song, I know there's more verses. Those are the ones that I could just kind
Out
of
of many a
pull.
mud-walled cabin.
That's one of the ones, that I think that's one of Patrick's favorites, and I consistently forget that. There's also one at the end to kind of tie it all together about
the
the.
dear old Ireland.
Yeah, and Full Bitter was their fate.
But you know where you can find those verses?
I'll
They're
bet
also-
are they in this songbook?
Turns out, because a lot of these Irish and Scottish songs and such, they got a lot of verses. I'm keeping them all straight in my head.
There's a lot of words in these
There's
songs.
a lot
right?
of words in these. Yes, my friend Paddy Riley once told me.
That's it.
You got one you want to do there, Kim Starling?
Oh, come on, toss her one.
No? Could do Molly Malone.
Oh, Lord.
I know, but it's in the book.
It's right here. See that? Yeah. Molly Malone.
Huh.
It's a classic.
See how this does. All right, so Molly Malone, sometimes known as Cockles and Mussels, an old Dublin street song, or about a Dublin street businesswoman of sorts.
The chart with
Not the
cart.
kind you're thinking. I don't know what you're thinking. All right, anyway. That's not how it goes. How's it go?
I'm like, that's fine.
There it
Yeah.
is.
You can do it, yeah. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first laid my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. As she wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, sure was no wonder, so were her father and mother before. And they all wheeled their barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She died of a fever, and no one could save her. That was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels her barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels. faster.
No?
No.
I thought it went all right. You did good. Well, thank you. All right. So we're getting right up to the 3 o'clock mark, which
3
is
o'clock.
the traditional stopping time for the Gitty Gang Show. Of course, sometimes we
Go 2 hours longer.
go straight on through that and never
One
look
of the
back.
things you gotta love about this, you know, it's
Well, it's DIY.
it's Irish time all the time.
Yeah, all the time. It's DIY everything.
DIY
around
show.
here. Music, show, TV, whatever. Just want to say again, thank all of you, all of those of you sticking with us here into the third half of today's show. We appreciate it. Glad you're liking liking the music, and we sure like it. So
What are you gonna lead?
I'll do this next one.
Okay.
Now this is a song. This is a song. There's a favorite of the Greenhouse. It's a favorite of those who enjoy an occasional taste of the good old Irish poaching, the little Krushkin lawn
There
there,
you go.
the
Drop of the
Irish
pure.
whiskey, drop of the holy
That's it.
water, such as it is. And Charlie Boyle loved to sing this one, and he decided one day that two of the other regulars at the Greenhouse, Digger Duffy and his son Tristan, it was time for the Duffy boys to learn a song. They weren't big singers, but Charlie decided they needed to learn a song, and this is the one he taught them.
I did not know this. This
Oh,
is
sure.
great.
Is that the 3 photo? See.
Well, that was Dennis Duffy.
Yeah, Dennis stuff.
Oh,
said
that's
Tristan's
Oh,
on
right.
here. I don't think Digga made the cover,
No.
but he's
Oh.
mentioned inside there.
Digga.
There you go.
I've been a moonshiner for many's a year, and I've spent all me money on whiskey and beer. I'll go to some hollow, I'll set up my still, I'll make you a gallon for a 10-shilling bill.
I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long ways from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry, and the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die.
I'll go to some hollow in this country, 10 gallons of wash I can go on a spree. No women to follow, the world is all mine. I love none so well as I love the moonshine.
I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long ways from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry, and the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die.
Oh, moonshine, dear moonshine, oh, how I love thee. You killed me old father, but dare you try me. I bless all moonshiners and bless all moonshine. Their breath smells as sweet as the dew on the vine.
I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long ways from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry, and the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die.
One more time.
I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long ways from home, and if you don't like me, well, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry, and if moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die.
All right. Somebody's still waiting for a version of Tennessee Whiskey. Either of you got that on
No,
board
no.
or on deck? It is a beautiful song.
Tennessee whiskey from
we'll
Chris
work it out.
Stapleton?
Yeah.
God, not yet. I mean,
Oh,
I love that guy, but
We'll
he's,
work it out. That's the
you know,
challenge.
big shout out to Chris Stapleton. But boy, man,
The July challenge.
hard to do.
I just
I'll work
there's
it
a
up,
lot
though.
of- there's a lot of
Yeah, but he's
vocal,
fabulous.
vocal
I'm sorry, I think he is.
shenanigans in
Yeah,
that.
shenanigans.
Don't look at this guy. to
I'll
lead
learn
huh?
it, you wimps.
Ah.
As sweet as Tennessee whiskey. No, I don't have it. Sorry. We'll do the
I
Tennessee
just
waltz.
heard a
Yeah.
sort of blues version of it. It's really good.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I think that's about all we've got for you today on the Gitty Gang Show. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. We will do our best to be back with you again, at least some of us. I'm not sure about these two, but I have another all-new show next week, folks. Be sure to tune in. Don't forget, we've got a special sale going on through the weekend on our lap steel guitar kits, 2x4 lap steel. You supply the 2x4, we supply the bits and the how-to. Very fun kit, great customization capabilities, and fun to play, really. So we got that going on. Got the new songbook just released today, the limited edition spiral bound signed version of it before we put it to the professional printers who do the glue bound version. Anyway, I'm babbling on.
Our family featured on the cover are all buying them, and
Yeah,
Ben won't be able to keep up making
I mean,
them.
205 pieces of paper go into this, and then the cover, and punching them all, and getting those. Yeah, this one's a real bear to get spiral bound. I ain't gonna lie. But labor of love, right? What should we go out on?
I am totally blank as you.
Huh?
Party glass?
Save that for the longer sessions.
All right. I don't know.
Any other requests?
Yeah.
They're probably coming across here, but.
Hey, Paddy Rice Foss just tuned in.
Patty Ray's Foss, what do you want to hear?
Paragon.
Hi,
What do
Patsy.
you want to hear us play?
I guess we could just end it, or we could look in this fine book here and get an idea.
There you
Get
go.
another song.
Pull one out of there.
All right,
Pull
how
one out of
about
that wonderful book.
a little Paddy West? We'll go out on a sea song.
Oh, Patty West.
Now,
Oh, wow.
there's another one. We're putting all the weight on Tyler Foss today. He leads this one. I've discovered when working on this songbook and researching the songs, there may have been an actual Paddy West
Really?
in London or wherever it's at.
Yep.
Back in the day, that rather non-conventional training of sailors.
Mhm.
I think we could say. Any idea what key you do this one?
I think it's got to go up a little bit each time. That's too high.
Too high.
As I was walking down London Road, I came to Paddy West's house.
Still too low.
He gave me a feed of American hash and he called it Liverpool Scouse. He says there's a ship that's a wanting hands and honor you'll quickly sign. The maid is a tyrant, the boatswain's worse, but she will suit you fine. Put on your dungaree jacket and walk up a look in your bed and tell them that you're a boat sailor lad that came from Paddy West. Now when we've had our feed, me boys, the wind began to blow. He sent me up in the attic, the main royal for to stow. But when I got up in the attic, no main royal could I find. So I turned around to the window and I furled the window blind. Put on your dungaree jacket and walk up a look in your bed and tell them that you're a boat sailor lad that came from Paddy West. Now Paddy he piped all hands on deck, their station for the man. His wife she stood in the doorway with a bucket in her hand. Now Paddy cried out, now let her rip, and she flung the water our way, saying, glue up the fort of the Gansel boys, she's taking on the spray. Put on your dungaree jacket and walk up a look in your bed and tell them that you're a boat sailor lad that came from Paddy West. Now there's only one thing for you to do before you sail away. Just step around the table with your buttocks on display. Mike Mulvers. And if they ask were you ever at sea, you can say 10 times round the horn. You can tell them that you've been a sailor since the day that
just want to say I saw Sheila Duffy Moan
Sheila!
tuned in out there. Good to see you, Sheila. And also Colleen Sheehy Ayers,
Colleen Sheehy
who is co-watching the Gitty Gang Show with none other
Then
than McGee.
McGee.
Head of the
The
CIA.
queen,
God love
the
you.
queen mother of all things Dover Irish, in my
That's right.
opinion.
Wow. She is quite that.
I know. So that was going to be all, but all our favorite ones are tuning in now. And speaking of our favorite ones, one more song for Charlie Boyle himself. One of Charlie's favorites. I learned it from him. It is the Little Beggar Man.
Oh, okay, sure.
Actually, somebody said at Duffy's party that Sarah Makem, who is Charlie's
Yep.
aunt, and Tommy Makem's mother, is the one who put the music to this song.
Really?
I haven't confirmed it with Connor or Shane, but
I think that's I think that's correct. You know.
she certainly, this song along with the Cobbler are two of the traditional Irish songs that Sarah Makem and her son Tommy Makem and the Clancy brothers kind of helped start the whole Irish music folk revival in the late 50s and early 60s, as far as I understand.
Yep.
So I don't know what key we start this in, but if you start, we can
Okay.
jump in.
We going a cappella?
Yes.
I am a little beggar man, a begging I have been, I've a 30 or more in this little Isle of Green. I'm known from the Liffey down to St. Hugh, and I'm known by the name of old Johnny Doo. Of all the trades that's going, Usher begging is the best, for when the man is tired, he can sit him down and rest. He begged for his dinner, he has nothing else to do, just to cut around the corner with his old rigadoo. I slept in the barnyard down by Currabon. I slept through the night and I slept till the dawn. The holes in the roof and the rain leaking through, and the rats and the cats, they were playing peekaboo. Who should awaken but the woman of the house, with her white spotty apron and a calico blouse? As she began to frighten, and I said, boo! I said, don't be afraid, ma'am, it's only Johnny Doo.
Charlie's favorite verse.
I met a little flaxy-haired girl one day. Good morning, little flaxy-haired girl, I did say. Good morning, little beggar man, how do you do? With your rags and your tags and your old rigadoo. I'll buy a pair of leggings and a collar and a tie, and a fine young lady I will fetch by and by. I'll buy a pair of goggles and I'll color them blue, and an old-fashioned lady I will make her too. Over the road with me pack on me back, and over the hills with me great heavy sack. The holes in me shoes and me toes peeping through, singing skid rackadoodle like I'm old Johnny Doo. I must be going to bed, for it's getting late at night, and the fire's all raked and out goes the light. And now you've heard the story of me old rigadoo. It's good night, God be with you. It's good night, God be with you. It's good night, God be with you, said old Johnny Doo.
There was an interpretive
Oh yeah, there was some
section,
interpretive dance and jumping
couple
around,
of repeats of the last
spitting
verse.
on the floor, everything. It was wonderful.
God bless us. God bless us, everyone.
All right, we gotta do one more.
All right,
All
what are we doing?
If we know McGee's listening, we gotta do Fields of Athenry.
Ah, jeez.
Okay.
All right. Still out there, McGee. I think you do it in open D.
By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl call. Michael, they have taken you away, 'cause you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's
so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Long lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbor wall, she watched the last star fall. As the prison ship sailed out against the sky. Well, she'll live and hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Long lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Long lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry.
Foss.
That was all right.
All right. Well, that one is not in the book. That is a more modern, copyrighted song.
Only for my grandmother.
Pete St. John.
Pete St. John.
Pete
Yeah,
St.
he wrote
John.
Ferryman. He wrote some
He
great
did.
stuff.
Great stuff. Dublin man.
I had to throw in one "Let the Free Birds Fly" for,
Oh, sure.
for Kate Dolan.
Okay, Dylan.
All right. Well, we're really
leaving.
seriously this time,
No,
people.
really.
We gotta go.
We gotta go.
We love you.
Got
You
no
know?
homes to go to.
Right.
All right, but we'll see you next week. Thanks for playing along. Stay out of the hot sun.
Yeah.